Greetings, YouTube. Last week, the Supreme Court ruled that the stop-and-frisk policy in New York City was unconstitutional on the basis of it was being applied unfairly and it was reflecting racial profiling. Now, the actual policy of stop-and-frisk has been upheld repeatedly by the courts because apparently they no longer teach constitutional law in law schools, and the judges are completely unaware of the Fourth Amendment. So because they're completely unaware of the Fourth Amendment, they keep telling us that stop and frisk is legal. But it's a clear violation of Fourth Amendment, folks. They have no reason to be stopping and frisking these people. 88% of the people that have been stopped and frisked were found to be completely innocent. So if these keen members of our law enforcement are telling us that they're stopping and frisking people because they are targeting, the thugs and the bad guys and the ne'er-do-wells, they are really crappy at their job. They have an 88% failure rate. If they had an 8% failure rate, I would be questioning things. But they have an 88% failure rate. By that criteria, using that metric, they should fire every single cop in the NYPD and hire new ones. Maybe ones that aren't racists. I'm going to throw a specific precinct pieces of data at you right here. Okay? This is the first precinct in New York. During 2012, they stopped and frisked 248 people. Okay? 148 of those people were black, 43 were white, 33 were white Hispanic, 13 were black Hispanic. Now, according to the census data for that same precinct, 66% of the population is white, 66.5 is Hispanic, and 2.2 is African American. So, if they were stopping and frisking people based on an equal spread of the demographics present in the actual precinct, 5 of those people should have been black. And 163 of them should be white. But only 43 of them were white. Now, if they're going after violent criminals, well, apparently they think that the black people are more violent. If they're going after drug offenses, which is not what they're supposed to be going after, but if they were, they are again racially profiling because blacks and whites use drugs at the same rate, and yet blacks and Hispanics are jailed for drug offenses 4 to 8 times more often in America than are white people. Even though the white people and the non-white people use the drugs at the same rate. That's racial profiling. Now, I think the stop and frisk program should be ended. I think it's a clear violation of the Fourth Amendment. The Supreme Court in this particular case said it was a violation of the 4th and 14th because it was reflecting racial profiling. It is still legal for them to be stopping and frisking people so long as they do it across the board, reflecting the racial demographics of the area that they are stopping and frisking people in. Now, this could have some interesting ramifications. So let's, for example, look at the precinct here. Let's say that of the 248 people that were frisked in that particular precinct during 2012, if they had actually done it demographically and 163 of them had been white, do you think the 163 people would have all just very quietly and meekly walked away? Or do you think that when 163 people of a demographic that the government listens to because they're white, maybe the policy would be amended or removed? So if they actually do this, if they actually start going after people based on, the entire spectrum of the cultural diversity and racial diversity in New York, maybe they'll piss off enough white people who get listened to that the policy will be removed or amended. It's a slim hope. It's inches in the right direction, but it's not enough. This policy needs to be done away with completely. You need to have true probable cause, not a hunch on a cop. I can tell by looking at him he's guilty. Of course, the reality is, all they have to do is stop filling out paperwork. They just will stop and frisk people and not report it unless they get a hit. There you go. So the policy doesn't actually ever have to change. The racial profiling doesn't ever have to change. The cops can just sweep it under the rugs. Because that seems to be what Mayor Bloomberg wants to have done. He is apparently some little tin martinet that wants to run his city like his own little fiefdom, as opposed to, following the Constitution. What a wacky idea, following the Constitution. So original. I'd never heard of it before. So, as I've said before, I'm opposed to this. I think that it's unconstitutional, and I think that it should be ended. And I think that any court that says it isn't doesn't understand the Constitution. Because there isn't any way you can put spin on that and say it's not a violation of the Fourth Amendment. But the courts do again and again. I know I'm a wacky civil libertarian. So, hopefully, someday, if they piss off enough white people, maybe this policy will finally go away.